Well, Boog, we've got two coaching legends squaring off tonight in Knoxville. Rick Barnes, among active head coaches, number 7 in wins all time with 720. Number 8, lurking one behind, is Bill Self with 719. It's the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire, part of Saturday Primetime, presented by H&R Block. Kansas and Tennessee, two teams, both in need of a win. They've both been struggling of late, and both still ranked inside the top 20. It is a sonic blockbuster as we welcome you to Knoxville. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale set for Dickie V what will be a very interesting game. I would think if this is a game that's played up in the 70s, it probably favors Kansas. I would think if this is a game that's played down closer to 60 or so, you'd have to give the edge to Tennessee.
Well, you know, Bob, think about this right now. When you look at Kansas, their last 3 road games, they have lost and have not been able to score 70, averaging like 69 points a game in those games. Bottom line is they really are looking for more offense in this game, and they hope they get it by a little bit changing their lineup, playing Harris at the point guard slot.
So it is a sonic blockbuster between Kansas and Tennessee. And Ochai Agbaji with 7 on the shot clock gives it up. Christian Braun from deep. That hit the backboard first. And the other way comes Santiago Vescovi. He will run the point. And Jaden Springer, who has had a roller coaster of a season because of injury, but he is a very talented freshman, as is Keon Johnson. They've got 2 freshmen that are both on NBA draft boards right now that play big roles for the Vols. Here is Fulkerson, and that rolls off the rim. Brown the rebound.
Well, the bottom line is they got to get some real play inside. They really need big-time play when you talk about certainly the play of Pons and Fulkerson, and they have not been getting that. They got a little change in their starting lineup with Harris out there to give them a little more energy and true point guard play.
Shot clock down to 7 for the Garrett floater. That's a little too strong, and Fulkerson's got the rebound.
Both these clubs 2 weeks ago, when you think about it, 2 weeks ago, they both were in the top 10 in America.
And the game's first basket scored by Keon Johnson as he knocks down the floater over last year's AP Defensive Player of the Year, and the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Garrett.
Well, you're right when you talk about Johnson, very athletic. He and Springer are 2 guys that can put points on the board, and Tennessee feels they give them a big lift when they're on the floor. The athletes.
Garrett across the lane. As the shot clock was winding down, that did not grab any of the rim, so that will be a shot clock violation. And Bill Self's team, 4-3 so far this season against ranked opponents. They had a 3-game losing streak that they were able to break on Thursday night against TCU in a rescheduled game. And Dick, it's rare in college basketball. That's more of an NBA style schedule to play Thursday and have to bounce right back and play again Saturday, but that's what the Jayhawks face this afternoon.
Well, especially on travel right after that game in terms of Friday. Get out there, come down to Knoxville. But the situation is the trending games, the pandemic's created a nightmare for a lot of teams.
Vescovi gives it up to Fulkerson. Fulkerson back to Vescovi from the corner. He knocks it down, and it's a good start for the Vols.
Well, he's a guy that can make some threes. He didn't have a good game in a game against Florida when they were beaten severely. Bottom line was the factor in that game, he had a hip injury in that game, and I think that really curtailed his ability to do what he'd like to do.
McCormick with low position. Floats one up, and that gets Kansas on the board.
Well, he's one guy that had a good game. Bill Self told me today he was positive in that TCU game. He said really their problem is consistency, getting consistency out of their players. Perfect example, Wilson's on the bench in this game to start. He had 21 and 10 against Creighton and against Kentucky and wins. And then he goes a game like TCU, he doesn't score.
Vescovi hits the mid-range jumper from the free throw line. Yeah, Jalen Wilson was 0 for 6 on Thursday night. 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Here's Brown from the wing. That's off the heel. Knocked out of bounds by Fulkerson. What'd you get from Rick Barnes when you had a chance to talk to the Tennessee head coach?
Well, basically, Rick is really concerned about scoring. I got more offensive productivity. And he's also said he really needs a lot more out of his 2 veteran players, the seniors, Fulkerson and Pons.
Yves Pons was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year last year. So we've got 2 terrific defensive stalwarts on each side. One in Pons for Tennessee, and certainly Marcus Garrett can be an impact defensive game changer for Kansas. Abaji. That's in and out. A turnover for the Vols. Garrett comes the other way. This time Brown will drive it. Challenged at the rim, and he is fouled by Olivier Nkamhoua. Free throws for Christian Braun when we come back. It's the SEC Big 12 Challenge in Knoxville. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by H&R Block. Their experts can do your taxes virtually. Get your taxes done without leaving home. And in part by Ford. Built Ford proud.
Don't get lured into another wireless contract. Keep your phone, keep your number, ditch the contract. It's simple.
Get truly unlimited data on a nationwide 5G network for just $45 a month with no contract ever. Simple Mobile. Out with the old, in with the simple.
You can't put a price on love. But if you did, it'd cost the exact same as a Reese's. Turns out love's kind of inexpensive. Not sorry. Reese's.
Smooth driving pays off. With Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you save. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
When nacho fries go off the menu, he can't escape the craving.
You don't consume me! I consume you!
Look to the builders. No matter what goes wrong in this country, they're out there. Look to the families, the communities, every small town, city, and schoolyard, and know that they will endure. Because in this country, we build with something stronger than brick or steel. We build with each other.
Time is running out to enter the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Squares sweepstakes. Every time the score changes, someone will win $50,000. Touchdowns, field goals, extra points, 50 G's. Plus, $2 $500,000 prizes. Put it toward a dream home. One way to enter, 2 ways to win. Squares is back. Hurry up and enter for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 55.
Welcome back to the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale. 5-point early lead for Tennessee. And Dickie V, some football news this week for the Vols, as they have not only a new AD, but a new head coach, as Josh Heupel leaves UCF, and he ends up taking over as the football coach, Rocky Top.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's an offensive mind. Did a great job offensively. He was a quarterback. He put points on the board when he was at UCF. And Danny White's a rising star as an administrator. He's the son of Kevin White, and he's done a great job at UCF as well. I just hope the people out there in Tennessee are patient. It's not going to be easy, Bob. They got a tough road ahead of them. They got NCAA violations that to deal with, so it's not going to be an easy road. So patience is going to have to be the key for the Vol fans.
Well, there's about 3,000 fans allowed in the building in Knoxville, and Josh Heupel was there. As is normally the kind of football tradition, you get a new coach sometime in January or February, that coach comes to the biggest basketball home game and addresses the crowd. Heupel did just that during that last commercial break.
You know, both these coaches, by the way, familiar with each other. As people know, Rick Barnes was at Texas, so he had some battles with Bill Self. Obviously, Bill Self has gotten the edge in their battles, 17-6, because Kansas has had some great teams. This is not a vintage. You know, I'm going to be very honest here. This is not a vintage Kansas basketball team. Rick Barnes expected greatness this year because of the veterans returning, and really offensively, they have had struggles. But they've done a great job defensively in most situations, and they're hoping to get this rolling. When Springer's been on the floor for them, they've been very successful.
There's an air ball that's rebounded on the weak side by Josiah Jordan-James. Loose ball in the lane. It's going to be a held ball, and the arrow belongs to Tennessee.
I mean, there's a time this year, Bob, when you think about Tennessee, they were way up there, like 6 in the nation, 3 in the nation defensively, and then they had that game against Florida, and Florida really put the hurt on them, 75-49. Without the kid even, they didn't have Lewis, they didn't have Castleton. Nice cut without the ball right there.
Jaden Springer gets the easy lay-in.
Boy, his dad was one heck of a player. Gary Springer, recruited by Jimmy Valvano and Pat Kennedy. Jimmy then left Iona and went to, in that situation, went to NC State. And Pat took over, Mr. Kennedy, and he coached his dad. His dad was one heck of a player.
McCormick's got 4 of Kansas's 6. And he's coming off a 15.6 rebound performance on Thursday night.
Yeah, he's really starting to give him some real good play in that post. And that's a key for them. Remember, they lost some key players from last year, Azubuike, Dotson.
McCormick again.
Hey, he's playing like, you know, he was a high school McDonald's All-American, Bob. He was a McDonald's superstar. He wasn't a Wendy's man. He was...
A reach in
That's not wrong.
on DeJuan Harris. You talked about, Dick, the struggles that Tennessee has had. How it started? Well, they won 10 of their first 11 games. They were preseason number 10, but losing 2 of their last 3. They're ranked 18th, and they've struggled to find any consistent offensive production. They've got 8 players that all factor in offensively, and 7 of them average at least 8 points a game. And yet John Fulkerson leads them in scoring at 11.2 points per game. So part to be considered a team that, you know, you're afraid of offensively in the closing moments of a close one, when you don't really have that go-to guy as Yves Pons hits a step back.
Well, that was a big basket there by Pons. You know, Pons had a great game against Kansas last year. Kansas won a tough battle, and that was also in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Heck of a game, but Pons had 23. Fulkerson had 15 and 12 in those games, and Bill Self told me today on the phone, he said, hey, both guys really hurt us.
Fulkerson, yes.
Yeah, you got to counter those veterans, man. Your seniors have to step up. When you look at Fulkerson and you look at Pons and Bailey, also a senior, those guys have to be the leaders. They got to set the tone.
Abaji, a deep 2. That's off the mark. He has missed his first 3 from the field. He'll try again here. That one won't go. Offensive rebound, keeping it alive, is Jalen Wilson. Abaji with a shot fake. And now Brown picks up his dribble, 10 to shoot. Garrett backs it out with 5 on the timer. Gets the screen from McCormick. Jalen Wilson, that won't go. Ice cold from the perimeter for Kansas. They are 0 for 6 from three-point land.
Jalen Wilson on the floor now, maybe a little seat sometimes on the bench, does a world for a player. Gets him to think a little bit more, concentrate, focus.
Tennessee, the exact opposite. They are now 3 for 3 from behind the arc as Josiah Jordan-James knocks down a 3, and Tennessee with the early lead. We're back in 30 seconds.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
so you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs?
Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
How did it start for Kansas? Well, they were ranked 6th in the AP preseason poll and won 8 of their first 9 out of the gate. But then the all-too-rare 3-game losing streak for KU as they bounced back with a win on Thursday night against TCU. But their worst start since the 05-06 season. They're still ranked 15th and are still at least towards the top half of the Big 12. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale bringing you the SEC Big 12 Challenge. But it's been a struggle for Bill Self, Dick, to find the consistency. The same way Rick Barnes has been looking for consistent play out of his Vols. Bill Self has been looking for exactly that out of his Jayhawks.
Well, you know, you mentioned about Bill Self. They lost that first game to the best team in the country, Gonzaga, then won 8 straight games. And some of those games were not Cupcake City. They beat Creighton, they beat Kentucky. I mean, they had some quality wins. So the club is very capable. They've lost 5 games this year, and the teams they've all lost to are really good basketball teams.
Abaji again can't connect from behind the arc.
And he's been so consistent. He's the 41% shooter from behind the arc when you talk about Abaji. He's been their most consistent offensive player.
Off to an 0 for 5 start in this game, though. Fulkerson steps back. That might have been partially blocked by McCormick, and Jalen Wilson comes the other way.
Wilson's a guy that's got to step up more offensively. He's very capable.
McCormick inside. That rattles in and out.
Obviously, they're going down to the post to McCormick. Feel comfortable doing that. As you said earlier, Bob, at 15 in a win over TCU. At 15 was a lot when you only scored 59 as a team.
Kansas is now 3 of 15 from the floor.
That's 20%, man. That's not going to get you anywhere. Well, it's one. You divide the common denominator.
You did the math very quickly. I'm very impressed with that.
As reminiscent of my days, Franklin School, teaching the 6th, 7th grade, mathematics, least common denominator.
I'm sure your students remember the genius that you are.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs?
Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
They've always had their issues, but their rivalry has entered a new dimension.
They're a little animated.
Really? On February 26th...
Could he wear a jaunty hat? I think that'd be adorable.
Check in with the world's best, worst friends.
That is a wanted, dead or alive, and your stick figure of a mouse, and your E's are backwards. That's never gonna work.
Tom and Jerry, the movie. Rated PG. In theaters and streaming on HBO Max, February 26th.
Riding a bike should be a really fun experience. We make low-maintenance bicycles for everyday riders. We were coming off a great year, and when the pandemic hit, it just stopped. We really had to think creatively. Teams allowed us to do what we call virtual visits. Hey, is that TK?
Hi, how are you?
We're able to see 2- or 3-fold the amount of customers from all over the world. Without Teams, there's no way this would have been possible. And I really think it's going to set a standard for retail moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, people like Geico because it's just easy. Bundling, for example. You've got car insurance here and home insurance here. Why not? Zoop, put them together. Save even more. Some things are better together, aren't they? Like, tea and crumpets. You wouldn't bundle just anything. Like, say, a porcupine in a balloon factory. No, that'd be a mess. I mean, for starters, porcupines are famously no good in a team setting.
Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Aficionado.
I'm a fashionista.
Sneakerhead.
Metalhead.
Gearhead.
Audiophile.
Gamer.
I'm a foodie.
Woo! I'm whatever this is.
Obsession has many names. This is ours. The new Lexus IS. All in on the sports sedan. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The emerging stars in the NBA.
It's NBA on ESPN time. Lakers Celtics on ABC.
Let's take a look at tonight's Sonic blockbuster. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale watching two coaching legends square off. Bill Self and Rick Barnes. Among active head coaches are number 7 and number 8 respectively. As Bill Self could tie Rick Barnes if he gets this win tonight, Dick.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They had some real battles. The last 2 games were great the last 2 years. In fact, last year was a tough battle. The year before, they played in the NIT 2018, and that was the Grant Williams Club, and that was one heck of a game. Went to overtime.
Well, they had some great battles in Big 12 days when, before the last 6 seasons that Rick Barnes, of course, coaches Tennessee, he spent about a decade and a half at Texas. Kamwa around Lightfoot, lays it in. Olivier Kamwa, who only averages about 3 points a game, gets on the board.
Lightfoot scored down at the other end. He came back right there, and he scored on Lightfoot. Nice move down there in that post.
DeJuan Harris in the backcourt now. Tyon Grant Foster, and Grant Foster comes up short. Santiago Vescovi the other way.
You know, Grant Foster was a big-time scorer at a junior college level. Very athletic, had good abilities, really struggling shooting the ball thus far when he gets playing time on a collegiate level.
James with the rebound off the Springer miss.
Springer's going to be special. There's no doubt about it. He's got things you can't teach. His dad was dynamite.
Kamwa uses the window.
That was one heck of a play he made.
For Olivier Kamwa.
Kamwa right down here. That was one heck of a play.
It's a 12-2 Tennessee run to open up an 11-point lead, and they end up getting the ball back on the turnover.
Take a look right here now. Got to box out, man. You got to box out. Where's the box out? You got to put a body on somebody. Can't give them second opportunities. That's one of the lost arts, man. Our producer used to box out. He used that wide body of his. Kim Bellin down at Stanford. That's why he's in their Hall of Fame.
Jaden Springer with an air ball as McCormick is back on the floor, and he ends up with the rebound. That last foul was called on Lightfoot.
Hey, Kim, did I say it the way you told me? I said it. I thought I said it like you wanted me to say it.
Checks in the mail. Agbaji stays ice cold from the field. He's 0 for his first 6.
Well, I got to get him going. If they expect to leave Knoxville with a W, Agbaji's got to start putting points on. He's their one guy that's been an offensive weapon this year.
Agbaji, nearly a takeaway, but a foul called on the reach-in.
You know, watching 12 minutes here in this half, Bob, what a difference looking at Tennessee and what we saw when I did the game against the Gators. They got beat 75-49. By the way, the Gators had a great win today. Mike White's club is really doing well now. They beat West Virginia today. What about Texas Tech? Did you hear about what they did today? They scored 12 straight points to end the game. They went down. I mean, LSU is in great shape to win that game. And all of a sudden, 12 straight points, and they win the game. Texas Tech.
And how about Oklahoma without Austin Reeves fights off Alabama? They've now got 3 wins against top 10 teams.
Yeah, Lon Kruger doesn't get enough credit. That guy's been a winner everywhere he's been. And he's a classiest. You talk about a classy guy, Lon Kruger. Man, you just root for a guy like that. That's the big scoreboard right now. 5 wins clinches it, Bob.
This is the 8th year of the SEC Big 12 Challenge. And the SEC has only won the challenge once outright.
Oh, nice fake right there. Great fake.
Agbaji will get to the free throw line. Sometimes, right, that can just get a scorer going when you're off to a bad start. Drive it, get fouled, knock down a couple of free throws, just see the ball go through the basket.
Well, another way really is to take a guy out for about a minute and sit him on the bench, let him just get himself, concentrate, focus, and put him back on the floor. There are moments you see Agbaji, you see greatness. I'll tell you one thing also, really hurting clubs when Kansas at home, Kentucky at home, Duke at home, not having the kind of fan base there to give them the adrenaline, the unbelievable feeling. I mean, the home court advantage has been negated big time by the pandemic. It's still an advantage, though, because you're familiar with the arena, you're sleeping in your own bed, you're there at home. I mean, that's still a little advantage, but not like what you get from the fans to give you that adrenaline.
Foul called again on KU. That'll take us to the under-8 timeout with Tennessee on top 21-12. And Dick, to your point, something we'll talk about when we come back, the continuing impact that COVID has had on teams experienced, inexperienced, how home court advantage has been impacted. Take a closer look at that when we come back.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day.
Objection! My credit card doesn't earn double miles on every purchase.
I object to your objection. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
Order. Please read Counselor's last statement.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
I'll allow it.
No further questions, Your Honor. Well, just one. What's in your wallet?
What's in Zaxby's new General Tso's sauce? Legendary chicken, legendary sauce. The new General Tso's boneless wings, only at Zaxby's. Redeem rewards, scan to pay, and order ahead on the Zaxby's app.
Did you hear that? The State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Take a look back at a season unlike any other.
Making the Pro Bowl special.
The 2021 NFL Pro Bowl celebration, presented by Verizon. Tomorrow at 3 on ESPN, ABC, and Disney XD.
There's a new chicken in town. Bo's Supreme Tenders are made from scratch good. Recurring dream good. With a bold crunch that's ex-vegetarian good. Bo's Supreme Tenders. They're good. It's Bo time.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Kroger, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
There's a new chicken in town. Bo's Supreme Tenders are made from scratch good. Recurring dream good. With a bold crunch that's ex-vegetarian good. Bo's Supreme Tenders. They're good. It's Bo time.
You wonder how COVID and the pandemic restrictions have impacted college basketball. Well, it's been an advantage to the more experienced teams. Baylor and Villanova at the top of the poll. Florida State has become one of the sexiest picks in college basketball. They've gone from unranked to 16th in 1 week. And Drake, they're undefeated. They've got 10 upperclassmen as well. So these schools, because they have so much experience on their roster, have handled the postponements, handled the cancellations very well. On the other side, Dick Vitale, you wonder how the youthful teams have been impacted. We'll take a look at that during our next whistle, but I think you already know teams that are used to being young, used to having one-and-dones, used to playing a lot of freshmen like Duke, like Kentucky, they have really struggled this year.
Tell you one thing that's really had it tough with the COVID. Iona, Rick Pitino in his first year down there. They've had 3 pauses, Bob, and every time it's a pause, it's like a 10, 12 days, no practice. He's missed like about 35 days of practice. They just got clearance to come back. Next week, I believe they play their first game again in a long, long time. I'll tell you what, the defense is really tough right here. Playing a really strong defense.
Here's some of those young teams and how they have struggled. Teams that were ranked anywhere from 9th to 18th to start the season, but a preponderance of underclassmen. And when you don't have the summer, you don't have fall camp, some of these schools use those European trips for bonding experiences. And the first time that a lot of these young guys got a chance to develop any team chemistry was in practice right before the season started. And then you just roll the ball out there and start playing games. That's a big challenge for a young team, and we've seen it and how they've struggled this year.
Well, there's no question that the pandemic has affected college basketball big time. But at least we got basketball games right now. We can search for all the negatives all we want. The bottom line is we at least have basketball.
And these are the teams that have experienced almost no interruption to their season. Alabama, Creighton, Missouri, ranked teams of the top 17 that between the 3 of them have only had 1 postponement. Here's Marcus Garrett. Lays it in. Finally someone other than David McCormick able to ring the bell for KU.
That was a nice drive into the basket. Open the lane, nobody stepped up, closed it off. Yeah, Rick Barnes has said it. Told me on the phone the other day. Hey, at least we're playing basketball. I know they were affected, Tennessee as well. He tested positive for COVID as well.
And that was back in November. As that wing jumper's off the mark from James. Offensive rebound, though. Yves Pons puts it right back up and in.
Tell you what, if Pons can make shots, he's an elite defensive player. We have watching in this game 2 guys that are really elite defensive guys, Garrett and Pons. Rick expects so much more out of Pons and out of Fulkerson. He really has, because he thinks so much of them as players.
Agbaji hits a triple. He had missed his first 4 from behind the arc, but that one goes down, and that cuts the Tennessee lead down to 6. And now a foul called, though, on a reach in at the other end. Looks like Garrett got his hand in.
That's really big news right there for them, man, hitting that 3. Let's look at Duke play Miami. They blew out today. Clemson's been a mystery team. They got so many quality wins early when they were 9-1, and then COVID hit them. And once COVID hit them, and then they came back from that pause, they've been getting routed by a lot of people. Even though they did come back, they came back and had a good win over Louisville. That's a good game you got right there.
Yeah, of our Big Monday doubleheader, Oklahoma and Texas Tech Monday night. As those games will start that doubleheader on Big Monday at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. As Fulkerson spins in the lane and gets the roll.
Tell you one thing, I think Rick Barnes has gotten hold of him and also Pons. They seem to be much more active here and really are giving him the kind of play on the inside that they expect.
And Aruna, that's too strong. Pons fades away, knocks it down again.
I think he likes the Jayhawk uniform. He had 23, man. He had 23 last year against this Kansas team. Look at Fulkerson right here. All right, he's going to wheel to the lane. He's a left-handed player. There's a little jump hook in the lane. Oh, yeah. Wow, nice little player by Mr. Fulkerson.
You know, you mentioned John Fulkerson being a left-handed player. Well, Josiah Jordan-James is a lefty. Fulkerson is a lefty. Victor Baylor is a lefty. Vescovi, Pons, they're both lefties. This is a team that, for the most part this season, has started 5 lefties. They've got 7 on their roster. How much of a kind of a curveball or a changeup is that for a team from a scouting standpoint to play a team basically filled with nothing but lefties?
Well, you know, it's a little difference, but you get used acclimated to it. I mean, come on. I think sometimes we all look for all little tidbits for this, analyze it, and we get a little carried away. Bottom line line is you got to put the ball in the basket, you got to play, you got to defend, you got to make good shots, take good shots, you got to be able to understand what a good shot is in terms of shot selection, and you got to share the ball. You do all that. I don't care if you're lefty, righty, you shoot either hand. It doesn't, to me, matter.
That was a good tidbit, though, and you ended up yelling at me. I thought I was giving you something interesting.
No, you did. I'm not yelling at you. I just think that's very interesting, no doubt about it. You know, I love you, Robert. I love you. But I think sometimes we sit and we analyze so much.
I like sometimes being able to offer something, though, and kind of sounded like you were yelling at me, but I love you, too.
I don't yell. I never yell. You know that. I'm very shy, introverted. I'm so shy.
I was going to say, if there is some way in the next few years at ESPN that we can get you to come out of your shell, I think we'll really have something. I think you might have a career doing this.
I just hope I have the next couple years. I mean,
don't get morbid on me as Jalen Wilson goes to the free throw line.
Oh, wow. Hey, who's that guy? Who is that guy? Wow. I'll tell you one thing. This kid Wilson has to get going for Kansas if they're going to go back on that run when they won 8 games in a row earlier, because he was such a factor. 21-10 against Creighton, 21-10 against Kentucky. And then he goes 0 for 6 against TCU, but he's had another few bad games as well. He's a very good player. Sometimes kids go through a little roadblock.
Jaden Springer shakes and bakes to the baseline, gets shut down by Abaji, tries again, and the foul. Jaden Springer with a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play, and it's back to a double-digit lead for the Vols.
Tell you one thing, that was a big-time play right there by Springer. The second effort. Watch this right now. You can't teach that, man. That is ability and talent, athleticism at its best. Great offensive rebound. His dad must be jumping with joy. Said, "That's my guy, man." Boy, Gary was tough as can be.
Just good to see Jaden Springer jumping again. He had 9 points against Mississippi State. That was his first game back after a 2-game absence because of an ankle injury. He got hurt back right after the new year against Alabama, but played 3 games on the bad ankle and then re-aggravated it as Abaji comes up short. And he was day-to-day. They weren't sure he was going to play on Wednesday.
His dad was a legend in New York City, played in the famed Rucker down there in the park. Tennessee has executed very well here in this game. They really have.
Yves Pons hits another 3. That's the 4th triple. 4 for 5 from behind the arc for Tennessee.
Tell you one thing, they're taking good shots and they're making good shots. Making them. They really showed some more offensive power here.
Wilson, offensive foul.
Defense rotated over. I mean, they were playing suffocating defense, Tennessee, earlier in the year. That was their staple, man. That was their staple.
Victor Bailey took the charge, and the Vols have a 14-point lead. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire, for what you do, and in part by the Chicken Slinger for just $2.49, only at Sonic.
Nearly 150 years of experience goes into making each and every Continental tire. So you can trust with total confidence that our tires will deliver superior performance, no matter where the road takes you. Continental Tire, for what you do.
I gotta work late. Don't know. I'll try not to wake you. Bye. Let's do this.
Oh, great. The show's starting.
Come on. Just trust me. Oh, trust you, like with the dollar oysters.
I don't think those were oysters.
You survived, so...
Wait, we can't go that way.
Watch this. They'll think we're VIP. Wow. He does think we're VIP. And backstage. Trust me now?
I never doubted you.
I did for a second, but it's gone now. I trust
The
you.
all-new Sienna. Toyota. Let's go places.
Whoa,
Welcome to Advance Auto Parts.
I need one of those.
Die Hard batteries, owned and sold by Advance and CarQuest Auto Parts.
I feel like I'm the good kind of spicy. It means you got an edge. I got an edge.
It means you've got some and I got some
I don't know about your but impatience doesn't equal spicy.
Sonic Chicken Slinger.
Is it a good or a bad
DiGiorno has 7 delicious crusts, and your family food critics will rave. Croissant crust is flaky layers of buttery bliss. Rising crust is fresh baked deliciousness. There's a 5-star pizza for everyone in your family to love. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
If you printed out directions to get here today, you're in the right place. My seminars are a great tool to help young homeowners who are turning into their parents. Now remember, they're not programs, they're TV shows. You woke up early, no one cares. Yes?
So I was using something called Home Quote Explorer from Progressive to easily compare home insurance rates. Was I hashtagging?
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer.
Guess what? The waiter doesn't need to know your name.
It's very nearly the moment you've all been waiting for, the Jeep Halftime Report. Reset them Fonz here. We're going to have the SEC Big 12 Challenge. You'll meet the Zags. Fonz, what about this Tennessee team? It looked like they did earlier in the season so far.
Oh, wow, Reese. They're showing why they're the second most efficient defense in the country, doing a great job of keeping Kansas out of the lane.
Kansas gets no easy baskets, whether it's in transition or in a half court, because they have no playmakers. And defensively, they've done nothing to disrupt this Tennessee team. Coach Vitale, will you straighten them out, please?
LaFonta's my guy, man. Notre Damer, man. Notre Dame all the way. And what about a big win today? Georgia Tech and Josh Pastner beat Florida State.
That certainly ranks an upset, as Florida State was one of, if not the hottest team in college basketball outside of Gonzaga and Baylor, who both look unbeatable, as Baylor ran away from Auburn for most of their game, especially in the second half. Did that surprise you that Baylor won as convincingly as they did over an Auburn team that looked pretty hot coming in as well?
Not really, because Baylor's so experienced. We talked about that. Their guard play is the best in basketball. 4 legitimate big-time guards. They defend so well. I think they're the best defensive team. So I'm not really surprised. Auburn's got a young basketball team and lost a lot from last year's club. Suddenly Cooper is a tremendous point guard. There's no doubt about its ability.
Garrett is fouled as Kamwa bumped him on the drive, so that will put Marcus Garrett at the free throw line.
Well, I'll be doing that game with Boog. Baylor and Texas. Looking forward to that game. Should be a good one.
You're getting really good at these promos, by the way. I don't even need to chime in. You're nailed.
Well,
that is our Super Tuesday matchup.
I have producers screaming in my ear. Don't. See a great diaper dandy in that game. The Kid Brown down there in Texas. Talk about veterans. Their perimeter people, when you talk about Coleman and Ramey and Jones, they've been around 3-4 years. That's why Texas is having a good year. Same with Georgia Tech. We just talked about them beating Florida State. I mean, Alvarado, those guys, they got a good basketball team. There's no doubt about it.
Kansas is 1 of 11 from three-point land, but perfect at the free throw line. So the free throw shooting is keeping them in this one, down by 12.
Well, the difference has been the three-point shooting in Tennessee versus Kansas. Kansas makes a little more than they do during the course of the year. They're shooting the ball really well.
Keon Johnson with a fadeaway.
I know, Bob, I don't know what you think, but I really like Johnson, and I like Springer. I think they add a whole lot to that team.
Garrett to the free throw line again. Yeah, there's no question. They've got 2 freshmen that right now look like they've got futures at the next level. And Dick, let's again raise some money to help kids battling cancer. Your Dick Vitale Gala, the 16th annual version, is coming up again in May.
Yeah, we in May 7th, and we hope to have it live and really looking forward to it. And the kids on a ride are all youngsters, either been at my gala or their families have been at my gala. I know the families, they all lost their kids. And then we got the books as well, The Lost Season and my Mount Rushmore book. And every dollar from the sale of those goes to Kids Battling Cancer to the V Foundation. Just go to dickvitale.com. You can learn more about the gala, and you can also get autographed copies of the book And every dollar that I would make from there is going toward the V Foundation for kids battling cancer. You know, every time I look at that photo, I want to start crying when he shows the picture of all those young kids. We're not talking about the flu. They all lost their lives. And I spoke at a couple of those funerals, toughest speeches ever had to give.
I don't know how you do it, as James hits a three.
Tell you what, James, another good young player. I didn't see this team against the Gators. I'll tell you right now. This is like night and day watching the way they're playing. Look at him hustling for a loose ball. Oh, wow. Josh Heupel better hire that guy. He better hire that guy. Put him in a football uniform.
Fulkerson hit the deck and gets a floor burn, but it has been from behind the arc where Tennessee has done their damage. They're 5 for 6 from three-point land.
Well, that's Bonds. That's Kobe knocked down one. I mean, come on, they're all stepping up. Mr. Bonds, I can shoot the rock. He can defend, that's for sure.
Pete Bonds had only made 7 threes so far this season before knocking down these 2 in the first half today. And the rebound ends up with Fulkerson.
It's almost like every day you don't know what to expect in college basketball, except you do know what to expect when you see Gonzaga and Baylor take the floor.
A 15-point lead for a Tennessee team that is the second toughest team to score against per 100 possessions in college basketball. So when you dig yourself a 15-point hole, if you're Kansas against this team, the way they play defense, as Grant Foster's drive ends up with free throws coming, it feels like an even deeper hole than the 15 points against maybe your average opponent.
Well, you know, Bob, they only scored 19 points in the first half. Kansas against TCU in their last game. They've lost their last 3 games on the road because they can't get into the 70 mark. And the situation, they were 19-18 up on TCU, but had a strong second half. Something tells me they're not going to go away. You know, this is not a vintage, let's face reality. Talent-wise, this is not a vintage Kansas team. And I firmly believe, and people may disagree with me, and that's cool. I'd like to hear what certainly Seth, he knows a little bit, he coach. LaFonso, been around basketball, Reese, what they think. I really think the investigation of the NCAA, which is their toughest opponent they're dealing with, not Tennessee, not 4 letters, NCAA, not UCLA, NCAA. And I'm telling you, I gotta believe that has hurt big time their recruiting. The recruiting level is not what Kansas is acclimated to when you go through their past. You look at their rosters they've had, teams they've had. I mean, these kids are good players, there's no question, but they're not really featuring some real superstars.
Now, there's no question when you are compared to Kansas teams of the past, it's a very high bar. So you can be a really good team and not be up to the standard of Kansas teams of the past. But this Kansas team's given up alley-oops at the rim to John Fulkerson, and Tennessee is shooting 61% from the field in the first half, and this is their largest lead.
Well, what they did really well there, they got a double team down in the post. They throw the ball opposite, and they get a layup. And they're sharing the ball really well. Rick Barnes has gotten his kids today to where they're sharing the basketball, moving the ball, and getting high percentage shots and making them count.
So Tennessee will call the timeout that you can't take with you to the second half. And, well, Bill Self talked about the struggles of his team. Says, I still think we're playing like things are going better than what they are. As if, I guess, maybe just putting on a Kansas uniform will make everything all right. And you're right, Dick. Normally, when you think back year after year after year, Kansas would have players on their roster that were just no doubt about it NBA players. And not just one-and-dones like the Josh Jacksons of the world or the Andrew Wiggins of the world, but the Frank Masons, Devontae Grahams. I mean, you know, where are those kinds of players on this team? They're just not there.
Joel Embiid, even though he's hurt, he's a former Kansas guy. Man, he's putting up incredible numbers. Hey, Lakers Celtics, Bob. Lakers Celtics.
Oh, you don't want to talk? All right, I'll do the rest of the promo. It is this week's NBA Saturday primetime matchup on ABC and the ESPN app. LeBron, AD, and the Lakers on a 7-game road trip to take on the Celtics. And it will be beginning on ABC with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. So that's coming up a little bit later on tonight.
Where's Magic? Where's Kareem? I thought you were going to show Magic, Kareem, and McHale, and Bird. Oh, those days, they were oh so special. LeBron and his guys, I don't think they're going to be denied. I think they're going to win it again.
Grant Foster with a nice reverse with the left hand off the turnover. Down to 10 seconds to go in the half. It's a 14-point lead for the Vols.
They're hoping that Grant Foster could give him a spark offensively. He's very athletic. He was a big-time scorer in junior college.
James misses at the buzzer. And that is only the second first-half miss for Tennessee from three-point land. 5 for 7, 20 points in the paint, and a commanding 14-point lead at the break. Tennessee dominates the first 20 minutes. It's time for the halftime report with Seth Greenberg and LaFonso Ellis. Let's head back to Reese.
All right, Bob, glad to have you with us on the Jeep halftime report. If Kansas gets back in this game, I want you to remember that last 30 seconds right there. Tennessee turns the ball over, gives up a field goal. 14 seems so much closer than 16.
RD, the psychology of coaching. The last possessions and a half, I love it.
I mean, am I right? Right.
Let's put it, the halftime will be a little bit less pleasant.
It won't be pleasant at all. You know, everything is pleasant these days for Baylor. Baylor taking on Auburn in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Looking forward to Sharif Cooper going up against Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor. You talk about Baylor. They don't have 5 stars. They have 8 stars. 38 points from the bench, and their defense is like a boa constrictor. Eventually, it just sucks the wind out of you, and it did to the Auburn offense and Sharif Cooper.
And they really just took control late in the second half. And Fonz, your guy, comes up with a highlight here.
Matthew Meyer, tip duck, wait for it. Get up, big boy. Oh, Matt Meyer. I'm telling you, 6'8", put him on the floor. This kid's going to win a game for Baylor this year.
Fonz might have been a half a beat slow in that zoom, but you knew it was coming, right? Baylor takes care of it. Alabama and Oklahoma, this was really the change in the game. Offensive glass, Brady Manick putting it down. Keon Ellis would hit one for the tie to keep it close. But Fonz, Oklahoma just made tough plays down the stretch.
They really did. Davion Harmon started in the first half with 11 points in that game, and when they needed big buckets, they did a terrific job of getting in the lane. I thought Elijah Harkless was terrific, the Cal State Northridge transfer.
4th top 10 team that Oklahoma's beaten this month. Florida and West Virginia. This was a barn burner, long game, but a fun one.
Yeah, you're talking about this West Virginia team. The second half, they did a great job of taking the ball out of Derek Culver's hands, doubling him in the post, took him out of the game, and then I thought Castleton was terrific. Florida beat West Virginia in transition like a drum.
There are a lot of good performances so far in this SEC Big 12 Challenge, but maybe the Gators going into Morgantown and winning the way they did. Scotty Lewis makes 3, win at 85-80, might have been as impressive as anything, though Texas Tech scored the last 12 points of the game to beat LSU.
Terrence Shannon comes off the bench, gets 23 and 10. And how about Oklahoma State? Cade Cunningham, the last 6 points of the game. I think he's a lottery pick.
About Missouri, too. Missouri resurrected itself.
Wait. Missouri, when you say Missouri, what do you say? Fonz, your guy, what do you do today?
They get 36.
He just put up a nice little 33-piece today.
Xavier Penson, the big game there. Texas A&M with the victory over Kansas State. Jeep halftime report continues. You can meet the Zags before you watch them play the Dime later tonight.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
For some of us, our daily journey is a short one. When you drive less, you pay less with pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Hi, I'm a new customer and I want your best new smartphone deal.
Well, I'm an existing customer and I'd like your best new smartphone deal.
Oh, do you?
Actually, it's for both new and existing customers.
I feel silly. But I do want the fastest 5G network.
Oh, I want the fastest 5G network.
Are we actually doing this again?
It's not complicated. Only AT&T gives everyone the same great deal, like the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free when you trade in.
Crispy, juicy, hand-breaded chicken. Crispy, juicy, hand-breaded chicken. Crispy, fiery sauce, crispy, fiery sauce.
Hand-breaded chicken tenders with new fiery sauce at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Feed your happy.
No one likes to choose between safe or sporty, modern or reliable. We want both. We want a hybrid. So do banks. That's why they're going hybrid with IBM. A hybrid cloud approach helps them personalize experiences with Watson AI while helping keep data secure. From banking to manufacturing, businesses are going with a smarter hybrid cloud, using the tools, platform, and expertise of IBM.
The sports world owes a debt of gratitude to two sworn enemies, Al Davis and Pete Rozelle.
Al Davis will do anything to beat you.
Just win, baby.
What does ferociously strong tape mean? T-Rex is on a mission to find out. First, we froze T-Rex duct tape in a solid block of ice. Then we braved bitter temperatures in the dead of winter to put it to work. The result of this extreme, real-world test? That frozen to the core T-Rex tape still sticks, even in the coldest temperatures. Holds stronger, works longer. Ferociously strong tape.
Mack Weldon is reinventing men's basics, and it all starts with more comfortable underwear. With soft, breathable fabrics, waistbands that won't roll over, and legs that won't ride up. The best part? If you don't love your first pair, it's on us. Try a pair at MackWeldon.com.
You're watching the Jeep Halftime Report.
The #1 team in the country and eventual national champion. Gonzaga Bulldogs take on Pepperdine tonight. You'll be able to see a star-studded cast. They got 3 guys on the midseason wouldn't watch list. You can meet several of them with Ali Rowe.
Don't you dare call this team a mid-major. This is an outstanding college basketball program.
Everybody clap. Action. Meet the Zags. Here we go.
My role in Gonzaga basketball is shooting threes and being a leader.
Way downtown, feeling it.
The fiery hustle guy.
We are watching the evolution of a monster.
Being a great facilitator.
Such a terrific, creative passer.
To just make things easier for others.
Well, he's got a great feel for the game.
What is the chemistry and the vibe that is making this team so good?
I think, chemistry is the right word. The more and more we practice, the more and more it feels like we're just going to the gym to hang out with our friends for 2 hours.
Jalen, you're the newbie on this group. You're the highest ranked recruit in Gonzaga history. How did you try to come in and make yourself part of this family?
I just try to come in and enjoy everybody's company and put my work in. I know these guys have been in the system and know what was going on, and I think they did a great job in welcoming me in and taking me under their wing and just helping me learn. I've got nothing but enjoy so far.
Okay, Joel, you've come the farthest. You're from France. What's the key to making yourself comfortable in a new environment, a new country?
Came here with 0 friends, but day one I already had 13 to 15 teammates that became brothers really quick, and it really helped for the transition because I didn't have to get out of my way too much, especially with the language barrier, to make friends.
Can I get one embarrassing thing about Drew from all of you?
Chill, guys.
Well, it's not embarrassing because he rocks it, but I would never rock a mustache like that. He had it growing all the way over and down, and I could never do that, but props to him for pulling it off.
I might have to go with the Fu Manchu, the handlebars. I might have to come out.
Gonzaga basketball is winning because, and each of you pick your own word.
Gonzaga basketball is winning because of selflessness. We kind of touched on earlier, sharing the ball.
When we're on the court, all 5 of us, we all move as one, we all act as one.
When we do like we do this year, great things are happening.
Gonzaga basketball is winning because we're a true family, and we'll do anything for each other on and off the court.
This dude could have been a quarterback in the Big Ten powerhouse schools recruiting him. He's being a quarterback for Mark Few's #1 team, Gonzaga and Pepperdine. They'll tip off in precisely 51 minutes and 38 seconds.
Why stay inside the lines when you could add some flavor to everything around you? A little cheesy here, crunch of color there. Discover the possibilities of just $1. Taco Bell's $1 loaded nacho taco. It's value beyond belief.
Jake from State Farm. If you here, this must be a State Farm commercial.
Sure is.
It also means it's about to go down.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Oh, I've been doing this for too many years. It means something about to go down. Oh, no. Here it comes. Jake, protect yourself!
Have a nice day. I told you, surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
Who are you talking to?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
My wheat farm in Utah pays for my potato farm in Idaho, which complicates my taxes.
I'll file those taxes for you. Hand them off.
Thank you.
I'd rather do this than taxes.
I'm here. Hand them off.
Just landed my dream job. I'm a full-time hand model.
Then all this is deductible. You want to hand those taxes off?
That would be nice.
File with the help of an expert. Or let an expert file for you. Intuit TurboTax Live.
Takes the championship 34 years after his father.
Child arrived just the other day. Came to the world in the usual way. And he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you.
I'm driving.
Sirocco.
Simple Mobile knows people want simple, especially now. Unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a month on a powerful nationwide 5G network. With no contract or activation fees, visit simplemobile.com 24/7 to get your service. Simple Mobile, out with the old, in with the simple.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Want to feel good about your meat and dairy? Well, we're your feel-good sanctuary. We say no to yucky sweeteners. That stuff makes us wary. That's what makes us eco-revolutionary, animal emissary, agricultural visionary, green missionary, never scary or unnecessary. So you can be gastronomically expressionary, making sustainable attainable. That's what makes us whole.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
Couple of scores in the ACC. Impressive win for Georgia Tech, Fonz.
Yeah, Florida State couldn't overcome 20 turnovers. Huge win for Georgia Tech.
Virginia Tech hanging in there against Virginia, who's been red hot 39-34. Game is on the ACC network. Yves Pons had a really good game last year against Kansas and Allen Fieldhouse. Tennessee's up 14. This has been the Jeep halftime report.
Woo! We really need a sign to live, laugh, and love?
Yes.
The answer is no. I can help new homeowners not become their parents.
Kiana.
Nope.
Kobe Noah.
No. Joaquin. No. It just takes practice. Give it a shot. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
It's a constant battle. We're gonna open a PDF. Who's next?
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
No fussin', no cussin', and no...
Welcome to Habanero Ranch, home of the fiery sauce.
Join us.
The new mouth-watering fiery famous star at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Southeastern Conference champions.
We're about to witness history.
Blocked, and that's the match.
most standard horsepower, tech, and safety features in its class. You can rely on the 2021 Nissan Titan to get the job done. Backed by America's best truck warranty. This is the 2021 Nissan Titan. This is tech for doing. Save up to $72.62 on Titan or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 13 models.
You may not wake before sunrise. You may not spend long days growing crops or raising livestock, but you are raising something, planting seeds, nurturing. And one day you'll realize that anything worth loving is worth protecting. That's when you'll understand the difference between being insured and being reassured.
Welcome back to the SEC Big 12 Challenge, presented by Continental Tire. It is Saturday prime time, presented by H&R Block. And this has been a Sonic blockbuster so far that has been dominated by Tennessee. A 40-26 lead at halftime for the Vols, as they were 5 for 7 from three-point land in the first half, including a couple of triples knocked down by Yves Pons. And Dick Vitale, you said the seniors had to step up. Well, for Tennessee, this senior has stepped up.
He really has stepped up big time, making medium-range jumpers. This is the best I've seen him look offensively, and this is against a real legitimate, basketball team, so it's really quality. Hey, look at this. I'll tell you one thing, man. Pons not him. I tell you one thing. He's right on target with his shots today.
He has been picture perfect. Not only does he take beautiful pictures, but also documented a lot of the social justice movement on the campus of Tennessee during the summertime. He's also a talented saxophone player. He's a chef. Yves Pons, he's a renaissance man, but in the first half, he was all basketball, perfect from the field, and he's already in double figures for the 6th time this season. So we are set for our second half of this Sonic blockbuster matchup, and we'll see if Kansas can put a push together. As Dick, they shot low percentage shots. They were 1 for 12 from three-point land, as McCormick able to hit the turnaround along the baseline. If you're Bill Self, second half adjustments, how do you get Kansas back in this game?
Well, got a quick score right there. They got to get their big guys to make some threes. It's got to start with defense. I think you're going to see a little spurt. I really do, by Kansas. They did that against TCU. In the second half, they were a much better team, more effective. I mean, they're not just going to lay down here. That's one thing. You wear that uniform, you play with some pride and passion with the greatness that that uniform has represented over the years. You don't go play for Rock Chalk Jayhawk and just sit down. The bottom line is Tennessee just did a great job executing.
Fulkerson's fadeaway comes up short, gets his own miss. A shot fake by Pons. And he stays perfect from the field as he has a chance for a three-point play.
I'll tell you, he's still taking some great shots right there. Little head fake, and I'll tell you something else. You're going to block out. You can't give him a second opportunity. And Fulkerson with the great pass, going to his teammate. What a nice tandem right there. Two veteran players. Look at that. Kept his poise, good head fake, and he scores around the goal. Tennessee. When I think of Tennessee, I take it back years and years ago. The Bernie Ernie show, man. Are you kidding me? Bernard King and Ernie Grunfeld. I'll tell you right now, there's no Bernies and Ernies on that floor right now for either team.
They eventually became teammates with the Knicks. Agbaji steps back. Does not get the roll.
I think he's thinking too much on the shot right now. You miss so many in a row, and you start thinking because he's a much better shooter than what we're seeing here. He's been the one consistent offensive player all year for Kansas.
Yves Pons. That's his first miss.
You know what? The one thing he does really well for you young kids, if you see Pons get the ball, he gets in a triple threat position all the time, where he can shoot, drive, or pass. A lot of the guys are not fundamentally solid. Wow.
There they are. You mentioned Ernie and Bernie.
Oh, wow. They were some dynamite players, baby. Ray Mears, Stu Aberdeen. A lot of people don't know that name. He's a tremendous assistant coach. He used to bleed orange. So Allen Houston's name up there.
Foul called there on around Jaden Springer. Tennessee has dominated in the lane. Second chance points and points in the paint.
Did I say Allen? That was Wade Houston.
A little too strong for Tyon Grant Foster.
Allen was a great player, man.
Shot clock under 10. Deflected ball ends up with Springer again. Gives it up to Keon Johnson. The long rebound again ends up with Tennessee. And the alley-oop from Springer to Potts.
You're not going to win like this if you're not going to really challenge, give them second opportunities. By the way, to correct the situation, Wade Houston became a coach. Allen Houston was the great player, the son. Terrific. Also was great with the New York Knicks, man. They need more Allen Houstons.
And one for Marcus Garrett. And Kansas needs more of that.
Now watch this here. Long rebounds, get it, and they always know where people are. 3 guys surrounding the ball. So what does that tell you? Come on, Seth. What does that tell you? I mean, somebody's got to be open. Throws the lob. Come on. Throws the lob. 3 people on the ball. You got to know somebody's open. That's thinking out there. That's being focused. You see sometimes guys double, triple team. They try to shoot over them, try to make some moves. Come on, find the open man.
A 3-point play for Marcus Garrett. And Kansas needs more of that, and they need some stops. They have allowed Tennessee to shoot 56% from the field. Another easy one for Johnson.
I mean, Johnson moving around the ball, a little simple cut, wide open. That means there's no focus, no concentration.
Ochai Agbaji, his second field goal. He's now 2 for 10, and that layup cuts it to 14.
They got to do a job defensively. They got to really start
a scramble
playing
for the loose ball, and Kansas gets a takeaway. Agbaji plays it in.
That's one of the few fast breaks, and that's the thing Bill Self stressed with me today. He said, we're not getting easy baskets. We're not getting easy layups. And that's an example. They've had hardly any transition baskets at all here this afternoon.
Springer with a shot fake at the free throw line. He got Grant Foster in the air and draws another foul.
Take a look at this little simple cut right here. Little cut without the ball, no communication, no see him ball you man. Look, he leaves them, nobody's rotating over. Guys are running out to the corner. The basket's the most dangerous place, the ball. Wide open layup, wow. I had too many guys that ran those kind of cuts against my teams, and that's why I went to the showers and I went to television and got fired, okay? I got the Ziggy. And a lot of guys who are working at TV, that's what happened to them as well. Too many cuts against them for open layups. And that is a fact. That's not a rumor. That is an FACT. Did I spell it right?
There's no question. You end up giving up uncontested layups. You end up working with Bob Wischusen. It's not good.
I'm telling you, no, it is good, because I'll tell you one thing, I got a better record than Mike Krzyzewski and anybody in the history of the game. I have been undefeated. I've done over 1,000 games. I leave with a W every night, especially when the check comes in. Oh, you got me rolling today, Mr. Wischusen. And you be careful, I'm going to be yelling at you again.
I got scolded in the first half. I want to avoid that in the second half. McCormick.
Double him up.
Across the lane.
Played him one-on-one right there.
From Grant Foster ends up with Vescovi.
He's not going to beat you at blinding speed. He has an understanding, though, where he's on the floor. He understands how to play the game. It's good spacing.
Fulkerson one-on-one with McCormick. His jump hook is good.
I'm going to tell you what. Those two guys have been very efficient and very effective. Rick Barnes has got to give them an A right now up at this point. There's a lot of time left, but both guys really have played exceptionally well. Pons and Fulkerson.
Agbaji from the corner. That's short. Agbaji now 1 for 9 from three-point land.
Nice triple
Fulkerson, one-on-one against McCormick. This time he fades away to the baseline and knocks it down.
Tell you what, both guys, stock going up for Fulkerson and Pons. I'm telling you, both two guys, this is a Tennessee team I think many people anticipated to see this year.
Nothing going right for Kansas as Grant Foster misses a wide open three. Jayhawks now 1 for 15 from three-point land.
Well, that's not his strength. He's 1 for 18 this year shooting the three.
Vescovi hooks a pass to the corner, and that three is pure for Victor Bailey. Tennessee pulling away, and Bill Self wants a timeout. What drove Dickie V to TV? Well, being on the wrong side of a lot of 56-35 scores maybe, but I think it's worked out. Wait till you see how well it's worked out when we come back.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway. But taking prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. So CVS works to make them affordable with a proprietary search tool that looks for savings. Plus, we deliver free. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. Hey. Get a free prescription savings review at CVS.
The world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available in the GMC Sierra. Current eligible non-GM owners get over $6,200 purchase allowance on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Why stay inside the lines when you could add some flavor to everything around you? A little cheesy here, crunch of color there. Discover the possibilities of just $1. Taco Bell's $1 loaded nacho taco. It's value beyond belief.
Smooth driving pays off. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Simple Mobile knows people want simple, especially now. Unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a month on a powerful nationwide 5G network. With no contract or activation fees, visit simplemobile.com 24/7 to get your service. Simple Mobile, out with the old, in with the simple.
The best ingredients are easy to explain. Like food that's grown from soil and rain. Artichokes and egg yolks have nothing to hide. Unlike azodicarbonamide, our domain is organic romaine, ancient grains, chunky or plain. Fuel for the brain. Absolutely anything but mundane. We only sell food we know you'll adore. So icky products are banned from our store. Saying no to that stuff is more than a goal, because that's what makes us whole.
I be feeling like I don't be popping enough, I be humble. Hang up the phone on they block the number. I told you don't play with me. I do my little dancey dance. I got my pants, the bands, we playing.
Sportscasters for 1,000.
Calls from this college hoops man. Dipsy-doo dunkaroo. And he's a diaper dandy, baby. Kristen.
Who is Vitaly?
Dick Vitale, baby. You got it.
All right. First of all, if you are an answer on Jeopardy, you've made it, but I guess you haven't made it all the way when they mispronounce your last name.
Well, that's okay. Call me anything they want. But I'll tell you this, I got more calls. That show is so popular as a game show. I can't begin to tell you the calls I received, starting with Mike Schiffman, one of our bosses, and right down the line. Oh, Jack Shin, who used to be with us all the time, tremendous guy at ESPN, Howie Schwab. And my phone just kept ringing and ringing, text messages, you're on Jeopardy! I have never in my life ever seen a show on Jeopardy. But I know they had a great host, and Mr. Trebeck may be rested in peace.
McCormick scores inside. Yeah, I would say once you become an answer on Jeopardy, that's a pretty good stamp that you made the right career choice.
Hey, maybe I can use that in my negotiations, trying to get a little extension. Call Mr. Pitaro up. I'm going to let him know about Jeopardy, our president. Wow.
There you go. I guess the answer wouldn't have been quite as compelling if it was something like in the late 70s, couldn't get Bob Lanier on the floor and took the Ziggy. I don't know. Do you think anybody would have gotten Vitale if that had been the clue?
The Bob Lanier. I got a great story. I used to run a camp, Bob Lanier, Dick Vitale basketball camp. So I ran into him a few years ago. I said, you know, Bob, if we had a camp now, it would be Dick Vitale, Bob Lanier camp. And that's the truth.
I believe it. 56-37, Tennessee dominating Kansas. And ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire, for what you do.
You're looking at 5 years for the stolen car, or you can go home.
Our counterintelligence must prevent the rise of a black messiah.
Neutralize him.
The Black Panthers are forming a rainbow coalition.
These ain't no terrorists. When I dedicated my life to people, I dedicate my life.
Judas and the Black Messiah. Rated R. In theaters and streaming exclusively on HBO Max. February 12th.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Aficionado. I'm a fashionista.
Sneakerhead. Metalhead.
Gearhead. Audiophile.
Gamer. I'm a foodie.
Woo! I'm whatever this is.
Obsession has many names. This is ours. The new Lexus IS. All in on the sports sedan. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
So long, nacho fries.
Whenever Taco Bell takes them off the menu, he can't escape the cravings. Nacho fries.
Escape your cravings with a $5 nacho fries box. Run to Taco Bell.
When dehydration gets real.
Hey, that's mine.
I'll buy you a pony.
Advanced hydration isn't just for kids. Pedialyte helps you hydrate during recovery.
Don't get lured into another wireless contract. Keep your phone, keep your number, ditch the contract. It's simple.
Get truly unlimited data on a nationwide 5G network for just $45 a month with no contract ever. Simple Mobile. Out with the old, in with the simple.
Hey, Malcolm, you know that Audible's got a lot more than audiobooks?
Of course. Podcasts.
Originals.
Bestsellers.
Future bestsellers.
Sleep stories.
Sleep story. What are you talking about, sleep story? Malcolm. Oh, wow. Malcolm. Malcolm. Hey, no, Roxy. Hey, Roxy, get out of Malcolm's house.
The most inspiring minds, the most compelling stories, all in one place. Audible.
Yves Pons has been an impact player with 15 points and 4 rebounds in this game, but left the floor with what looked like maybe an Achilles or ankle injury. He was over just behind press row, behind the Tennessee bench, trying to stretch it out. Watch the left or the right ankle there. He came down in the first half and just didn't seem quite right. He is back out on the bench, briefly went back to the locker room, but is not on the floor as we speak for Tennessee. So we will keep an eye on Yves Pons. You can see he's still trying to work out whatever the bad wheel is over behind the Tennessee bench. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale, the SEC Big 12 Challenge, and it has been all Tennessee as they are just about doubling up Kansas. And I'm not sure we saw this one coming, Dickie V.
No, I didn't really not see this at all. Both clubs have been struggling to score during the course of the year. I thought it was going to be one of these games like 59-58 coming down the wire. Just shows you sometimes you just don't know. You got to play it out and see what happens. But this is the best I've seen Tennessee look thus far this year. They got beat also little zone right now. Stepping in zone, Kansas, that's a rarity. They got to get in the gaps of that zone. You know, when you shoot 1 for 15 as a team from the three and the other club's making threes, you're in trouble.
Good box out by Jalen Wilson to end up with that loose ball.
He's been real quiet. He was so good earlier this year. He was such a dominant performer. In fact, he was once my player of the night. Take a look right here. Pons and Fulkerson have been really dynamite, the two seniors. There he's working in the lane, nice little spin, drop step, pass, working with each other. Good tandem right there, good execution, little fadeaway jump shot. I mean, both guys have been so effective.
Agbaji can't hit at the free throw line. Yeah, in this day and age where it seems like it's all about the three-point line, and good to see Yves Pons back on the floor. The only three players to this point in the game that are in double figures are all the big men. It's Fulkerson and Pons with 10 and 15 respectively for Tennessee. And McCormick's got 10. Agbaji's got 9, would have gotten to double figures had he made one of those free throws, but misses them both.
You know, it's a very good Tennessee team. They really are. And they're going to win their share of games. They're attacking the zone. But they're not anywhere near, to me, when you talked about the team with Grant Williams and certainly Jordan Bone and that gang, they were really special, that team. Admiral Schofield as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Schofield. They were really good. They offensively were dynamite.
Victor Bailey fouled shooting a 3.
Well, Victor Bailey's a three-point kind of shooter for them. Came from Oregon, transfer.
Christian Brown picks up his first.
You know, they really have a nice combination of veterans and young players. When you look at Tennessee, they got the nice mix. I mean, they got right there when you look at their squad, the Pons, the Fulkersons have been around. And, you know, they're eligible to come back to school next year again if they wanted to, because all this year, really, the NCAA has waived and allowed them to come back, everyone, for another year. And I don't know if they're going to do that.
Yeah, the question is, will even these freshmen come back next year? Jaden Springer right now is currently a back end of the first round draft choice on our ESPN mock board. And Keon Johnson, he didn't play enough games as a senior to qualify the McDonald's All-American game, but that certainly didn't mean that our mock draft guys think his NBA future is hurt. He's projected to potentially be a top 10 pick. So you wonder, will Rick Barnes lose Springer and Johnson to the NBA after this year?
Well, you know, the dollars are so great in those cases, and sometimes you just can't blame a kid. I mean, really can't. But they're drafted potentially, and many of them end up in a scenario where they're playing in the G League. And they're going to make that decision. You want to play in front of a scenario, play at college, and have that situation. But everybody knows their financial situation at home. And it's tough to turn those kind of dollars down when you're a first-round selection.
Brown. Another 3 that won't go for Kansas. 1 for 16 as a team from three-point land.
You know, he's a guy, Brown, that you would expect to make some threes. Certainly showed a lot of that last year, that's for sure. Earlier this year, he was kind of effective. He's been really quiet recently.
He's been streaky. He has 4 games this year where he's made at least 3 threes. 9 games this season where he either has gone 0 from three-point land or made 1. So he's had some games where he fills it up from 3, and then he'll go a handful of games where that's just not the case. As Garrett lines up a triple. That goes down. The second made 3 of the night finally for Kansas.
Yeah, Marcus Garrett's a guy that's got to really improve that area of his game for the next level. There's no question he can play on the defensive end. Sal Pons catches the ball, kids. Once he catches, he faces the guy. He's in triple threat position. He reads the defense. If the defense backs off because the reputation says not a good perimeter shooter, he shoots it. And he's been making them today. If you come up tight on him now because he's making it, he's going to look to drive by you. And if that's not there, he's going to pass the ball to Fulkerson inside. 3 phases that are available when you catch the ball and square it and face the basket.
McCormick draws the foul on Vescovi. Well, college basketball lost a pillar, a legend, and we'll talk about that when we come back.
Shall I put her in snow mode?
Nope.
What about off-road mode?
Nah.
Sport mode it is. Let's see what this baby can do.
Or we could check out that farmer's market.
You know what? I'll be in chill mode if anyone needs me.
ProPilot Assist with NaviLink. Available on the all-new Nissan Rogue.
Buttercup. Baby, just to let me down.
Let me down. And mess me around.
And then worst of all,
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day.
Objection! My credit card doesn't earn double miles on every purchase.
I object to your objection. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
Order. Please read Counselor's last statement.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
I'll allow it.
No further questions, Your Honor. Well, just one. What's in your wallet?
What's in Zaxby's new General Tso's sauce? Legendary chicken, legendary sauce. The new General Tso's boneless wings, only at Zaxby's. Redeem rewards, scan to pay, and order ahead on the Zaxby's app.
Second half has been all hokey high, and Keve Aluma set.
He scored every which way. He's taking it right to the throat of that Virginia defense. He's knocked down 2-3. Oh, by the way, Virginia Tech has held Virginia to 18 points in the second half.
They've outscored them by 20 points so far in the second half. Under 4 to go, under 3.5 to go, and the Hokies are up by a dozen. UCLA with a pretty early lead on B.
And Dickie V, who would have seen that? Not only a 23-point lead for Tennessee over Kansas right now, but how about Virginia Tech at home, up by 12 late in the second half against Virginia?
Wow. Well, it doesn't surprise me because Virginia Tech down here is a really strong basketball team. I think there's a guy in the studio who knows a little about Virginia Tech. I think he might have been down there a few times. Has he not been?
I think he has
really
been.
I think he's been down there. Yeah.
Well, speaking of coaching legends, we unfortunately lost one as the news came down that Temple's legend, John Chaney, at the age of 89, passed away. And Dick, I know you and Coach Chaney crossed paths many, many times over the years.
Had so many conversations with him. Miss it so much. I love the guy. You know what I loved about him? He never held a grudge. I mean, remember the antics when he went after John Calipari? I'll get you, I'll kill you after a game. And then, like a couple weeks later, hugging each other, loving. It was a great personality. He never held a grudge. Just scream at a referee, call him every name going. Bottom line is, and all he can make a sailor blush, man. But I'll tell you this: the one thing about him, the love he shared with his players. John Chaney cared so much about the kids he coached. He cared and gave a damn. And what he did at Temple with them was so unique. And that's why he's a Hall of Famer. And you talk about a guy that came from tough times. And he was a terrific player. Terrific. He was so good. In those days, it was like 8 teams in the NBA. He played in the Eastern League. Jim Boeheim as well was a very good player in the Eastern League. But John Chaney, you know, you start with John Thompson and John Chaney. They really set the tone for many of we see African-American coaches working today. They set that tone. They came out and they were so productive and so caring, and it just kept leading to opportunities for others. Not enough. I still think there should be more, but they just, I mean, John Chaney, John Thompson, special as can be. Another one that a lot of people don't know the name, John McClendon at Tennessee State. Another African-American coach that really, they're such father figures. They were father figures to their kids. Their kids believed in them so much. And he had some great players down here at Temple. My memory tells me Mark Macon, you think about Eddie Jones, and the current coach, Aaron McKee. I could go on about John Chaney. And what I love so much about him is that he wasn't afraid to look you in the eye and tell you he loved you. He wasn't afraid to hug you, and he wasn't afraid to scream at you if he didn't like what you did. And that made, to me, a special guy. God bless him. May he rested in peace. John, we're going to miss you, buddy. We're going to miss you.
Yeah, just like John Thompson, fiercely loyal to his players and unapologetic about how they ran their program, and didn't need to be, because they would tell recruits right up front that come to Temple, it's not for everyone. It better be for you, and you better understand, what you're signing up for to come be a part of the program. I remember when I first started at ESPN, it was the last couple of years that John Chaney was the coach at Temple, and he was famous for his 6 a.m. practices. I didn't know about that until I was assigned one of his games, but it was common knowledge, obviously, in Philly, and so you're a young broadcaster. Of course you're going to go to practice. So I go to practice, and afterwards say to Coach Chaney, why 6 a.m.? And why are you, everybody else practices in the afternoon. He said, we practice at 6 a.m. because that way at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., I know right where all my players are. Because we practiced at 6 o'clock this morning. They've got to go to bed because tomorrow morning they know we're going to practice at 6 a.m. again. And he was up front with his guys. He said, look, Temple might not be for you. Just understand how we run our program. And he recruited a very specific kind of player, a tough player, because he knew he was going to ask them to exhibit that toughness when they played for him.
I'll tell you one thing. There's no doubt what you said here is so valid. He told me that a number of times. I kept saying to him one time, John, what do you do 6 in the morning? Kids got to get up 5:30 in the morning. And he did exactly what you said. He said, you know what? I don't need them to be running around and worried about what they're doing 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And they know at 6 a.m. they better be ready to play, ready to perform, because it's going to be an intense workout. And they had some intense battles. John Chaney, as special as it gets. This game right now, Bob, it's an embarrassing performance here by Kansas for what they represent. And you know what? They had another one just similar to this, but it was at home even. I believe it was at home. You would know. You might have done the game. Texas, when they got blown out by Texas. Was that game at Allen Fieldhouse, or was it at Texas?
No, it was at Allen Fieldhouse. Yep, they were home.
They got blown out there as well. You don't see that with Kansas basketball.
Yeah, the final of that game was 84-59.
I don't know you. I think the kids are resilient, and kids really don't pay attention to it all. Coaches obviously do, and certainly school and fans. Is right now that big investigation with the NCAA, which is hanging over them. And you wonder what that has done in terms of the team.
Yves Pons turns the ankle on the left side now. It looked like it was his right heel that got hurt in the first half, and now the left ankle gets tweaked here in the second half.
That did not look good.
He leads all scorers with 17.
He's played well. Not only scoring, taking good shots and sharing the ball with his partner as well, Fulkerson. They both have really played exceptional basketball here today. Defensively, they've been strong as well.
Another three. Bailey steps back and hits the 8th made triple of the game for Tennessee.
And there's one of your lefties again, man. There's one of your lefties letting it fly.
Bailey gets a deflection. Agbaji keeps it alive for KU. Jalen Wilson tries a three. That won't go. Mitch Lightfoot with an offensive rebound. And he throws it off Fulkerson. But then before it lands out of bounds, it hits Mitch Lightfoot again.
If you're Bill Self right now, you just want that clock to really run and get out of town. But he made a great point the other day. I was talking to him about the fact what the pandemic has done. These players don't get a chance, to go out to a movie, to relax, to be able to get away from basketball. Where do they go? They go to their rooms. They get food under the doors, shipped to them basically. And it's really, they're with each other all the time. And after you lose like this, you're down, you're depressed. And he made some great points on how it affects the mentality of the student athlete. Because these kids just are so basketball. All they got really is the dorm room, the go to the field house. That's basically it. There's a step, man. They're playing with swag right now, Tennessee. They got a step in their action. There it is right there. Got fouled.
A chance for two at the line for Jaden Springer. Tennessee dominated. So why not lean on Dick Vitale for a history lesson when we come back.
Did you hear that? The State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry-out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs? What? Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
No matter which shade of blue you bleed, this rivalry is the very best that college basketball has to offer.
One app, one tap, that's that. One swipe, one slide, sing it back. Always on the pulse, yeah, we got it going on. Listen up and take cover. Here comes a Woj bomb. No one else goes deeper, that's a fact. One slide, one tap, it's the ESPN app.
Let's see what we can build today. Ta-da! There you go. Wow! And up you go. Skyrocket your city in Forge of Empires. Now for free in the App Store and at FOE.tv.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free.
Go see Hunter Couture, Virginia Tech make a basket against Virginia. They just whooped them, Seth.
Yeah, Virginia Tech just out-Virginia'd Virginia. They were tougher, and they absolutely shut them down with defense.
First double-digit victory over Virginia by the Hokies since the great Seth Greenberg was the head coach. Of course, he won by like 27, so it was way better than that.
They fired that bum.
Under 18 minutes until you see the eventual national champions take on Pepperdine.
Reese calling it. He's already got Gonzaga with the confetti falling, the eventual national champion. Wow. What do you think, Dick?
Well, the thing, you know, when you look at Gonzaga right now, you know, the one beauty about college basketball is the fact that, as we've said this often, it's not 4 out of 7 like the NBA. If it was that, then you give the trophy to Gonzaga. But you know what? In a one-game shot, you can't tell me that they're not beatable. I've seen great teams go down throughout the years, great teams. Think about that great Kentucky team when they got beat by Wisconsin. I think they were like 38-0 at the time. Great guard play. They had the Harrison kids coming off the bench, Ulis and Booker. I mean, are you kidding me? That's one of their problems now. Their backcourt is so inconsistent. But if Reese says it, I believe it, because the guy is the best quarterback in the game. Talk about all the QBs. Talk about Heisman Trophy winners. Talk about all the guys out there over the years, great quarterbacks. What he does as a quarterback and the way he handles it off to his people, whether it be a Herb Street, whether it be a Desmond Howard, whether it be a Seth Greenberg, a LaFonso, he does it so well with such smooth and classy. Reese, did I say it the way you wrote it out, Reese? I think I did. I want to be his agent.
I'm not working with you. I feel like I could run the triple option. that banker won't go for Jaden Springer.
Well, we have a lot of fun. You know, I miss Bob the Friday nights, man.
No doubt.
I miss those Friday night dinners. They were such fun.
They'll happen again. The world will get back to normal at some point as Enaruna knocks down a 3.
I better hurry up, man. My clock is running, man.
Stop.
You better hurry up.
See,
It is
again, you're getting morbid. You're making me uncomfortable.
No, I got to be serious. 81, man. I can't hide the number. I can, people say you're so energetic, you're so passionate. I said, great, I really appreciate that. But every day, it's one less day.
Jeez.
What are you gonna do? Oh, look at that play on the inside.
Yes, the
They're really playing well. See, when you get in a groove like this, when it's going well, it goes well. When it goes bad, like it did against Florida Gators, they all go that way because it's contagious. Play well.
McCormick rolls to the rim and has a chance to shoot a bonus. Well, our ACC Big 12 Big Monday matchup on ESPN and the app. Duke takes on Miami at 7 Eastern, and then we head to the Big 12 for the matchup of the night. Number 24 Oklahoma takes on number 10 Texas Tech in Lubbock, although when the new poll comes out, I don't think Oklahoma will be 24 any longer. Texas Tech might even be in the top 10 with their win against LSU earlier today, but Oklahoma has now beaten 3 consecutive top 10 teams and 4 total this season. And when you rack up wins like that, you end up in the top 10 before too long.
I can't say enough about Lon Kruger. I mean, really is a guy I don't believe gets anywhere near the publicity he deserves what he has done as a college coach throughout his career. Chris Beard is certainly outstanding at Texas Tech. He's got a lot in front of him as well. I mean, they're executing. You see a little curl move, step in the lane, a little open jump shot. As bad as they played when they had him against Florida, that's how good they are playing here today. Rick Barnes got to give his team A+, man. I would give A+'s out.
Jalen Wilson from the perimeter, and unfortunately too little too late for Kansas, as they were 1 for their first 15 from 3. They're now 5 for 21.
Well, that's good for Jalen Wilson because he's got to get going for them. They need him. And Bill Chelby's just going through a little struggle now, but he'll get it back. He's too talented. Said he won't face you. They get in triple threat position. Every one of your players. Every one of their players.
We promised you a history lesson. And this is certainly one that's worth looking back on. Back in 1967, how about Perry Wallace, the first black player ever in the SEC. Played at Vanderbilt, went on to become a lawyer, and worked for the Department of Justice.
He was a terrific player as well. Go to Vanderbilt, man, you're going to get some education. There's no doubt about it. One of the great schools in America.
Line drive turnaround there for McCormick. He's having an impressive game in a losing effort, up to 15.
Yeah, 15 the last game as well. I think they got to go to him a little bit more on the inside. Tried to replace Azubuike, and Dotson certainly was big for this team. Really, they were so good last year. The way they finished the year, they would have been such a threat to win it all. And they got such passionate fans. Love the fans up in Rock Chalk, Jayhawk land. They just care so much. They care, they give a damn. He's pretty good. This guy wasn't bad, was he? This guy wasn't too bad. Wow.
Maurice King, back in 1954, was the first black starter for Kansas and went on to play part of his career with Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow, look at Chamberlain. Are you kidding me? When you look at Chamberlain and you see the numbers he put on in the NBA, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look, Wilt, number 13. Wow. Overbrook High School, PA. You know, I mentioned John Chaney earlier about what he achieved. You know, he won a Division II national championship at Cheney State. And this guy, he paid his price to get where he's at. That's another reason I have great respect for him. Nobody handled him anything.
He got the Temple job, I believe, at age 50.
Played the Bethune-Cookman.
Talk about paying your dues and earning your opportunity. That was certainly a way to describe the life of John Chaney.
And taking advantage of an opportunity. Yeah, that was one of the bad possessions they've had.
Garrett has it stripped away, is pocket picked by Jaden Springer. And Springer fouled from behind by DeJuan Harris. 3:13 to go. 20-point lead for Tennessee, dominating this matchup with Kansas in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by H&R Block. Their experts can do your taxes virtually. Get your taxes done without leaving home. And in part by the Wacky Pack Kids Meal, only at Sonic.
Riding a bike should be a really fun experience. We make low-maintenance bicycles for everyday riders. We were coming off a great year, and when the pandemic hit, it just stopped. We really had to think creatively. Teams allowed us to do what we call virtual visits. Hey, is that TK?
Hi, how are you?
We're able to see 2- or 3-fold the amount of customers from all over the world. Without Teams, there's no way this would have been possible. And I really think it's going to set a standard for retail moving forward.
So, yeah, just a silly mistake. I guess I look pretty ridiculous.
No one looks ridiculous, Bob. Progressive is always here for you with round-the-clock service.
Just so you know, next time you can submit a claim with our mobile app.
Good. Thanks again for rushing over.
Are you kidding? This is what 24/7 protection looks like.
You smell like fish.
Sorry.
I was talking to Jamie.
Burger or grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Burger.
I want the crispy tenders and the tots. This patty. Really fresh. I'm gonna try to chow this thing down before I get to the wrapper. Sonic Wacky Pack.
Businesses are always making choices. Here's a choice you don't have to make. The largest 5G network, award-winning customer satisfaction, or insanely great value. Now with T-Mobile for Business, there's no compromise. Network, support, value. Choose all three. T-Mobile for Business. Ready when you are.
Oh, great. The show's starting.
Come on. Just trust me. Oh, trust you, like with the dollar oysters.
I don't think those were oysters.
You survived, so...
Wait, we can't go that way.
Watch this. They'll think we're VIP. Wow. He does think we're VIP. And backstage. Trust me now?
I never doubted you. I did for a second, but it's gone now. I trust you.
The all-new Sienna. Toyota. Let's go places.
We've already seen undefeated Baylor roll today. Coming up in 8 minutes, 20 seconds, Drew Timme and the unbeaten Zags. #1 in the country taking on Pepperdine. Lost 40 in a row to the Zags have Pepperdine, but still mighty fine on the shores of Malibu.
All right, Reese, thanks very much. 20-point lead for Tennessee over Kansas. And on the court troubles right now for Bill Self in Kansas. But, Dick, it turns out that over the last 24 hours, some of those off-the-court troubles for Kansas maybe have gotten a little bit worse.
Well, the situation is now, as the judge ruled, that he felt that the assistant coach was aware of some of the things going on between Adidas and the recruiting process with players. I mean, Curtis Townsend, for example, made a statement or a comment, the assistant coach, that when he was talking about Zion Williamson to people, he just simply said, we'll find a way. Well, find a way doesn't mean you're buying players. Find a way could be many things. We'll find a way to try and get involved. So I think they're going to have a tough time proving that. I really do. And if you talk to Bill Self, he's very adamant. I mean, he was adamant today to me. When I spoke to him on the phone, I was looking at Curtis there. I've always found him to be a quality guy. But bottom line is, he was unbelievably adamant. He said, we're going to challenge and fight this tooth and nail, all of this, because the bottom line is there's no validity to it. So we just have to wait and see what happens. It's now in the hands of the Independent Accountability Resolution Panel. That's a new deal where you have a choice going whether to the NCAA to make your decision about your scenario, which is 5 in the level 1 charges they're with, or you could go in the case to this panel. And the bottom line is they and the NCAA decided it's best to have the panel look at it. So that's where they're at right now. We just got to sit back and see what they decide. And when they do it, the only negative of that going on that panel is you do not get a chance to really, you cannot appeal it. You cannot appeal it. So you got to live with it. 5 level 1s is going to be tough to deal with, but Bill Self is adamant. I mean, I never heard him so unbelievable today when I spoke to him on the phone, convinced that they are not guilty of what they're being charged with.
Yeah, going back to last season when we would talk to him when we were doing the games in person. And there have been some schools, as you know, that have sort of admitted guilt, that have come out and preemptively levied their own penalties against themselves to hopefully avoid more severe penalties down the road, but doing that because they know they're caught red-handed. Kansas has not given 1 inch. I mean, Bill Self has been adamant from day one that they have not done anything that they're being accused of, at least in terms of like their knowledge of it, and we will ultimately see how it all plays out.
You know, Bob, you said it really well there at the beginning when you say schools. We got schools out there, guys are still coaching, who are on tape talking about buying players, literally talking about it on tape, and it started in 2017. We're 2021, and nothing is being done. Nothing has been done yet. They charge, it's the dilly-dally and all legalese, and meantime, these guys keep coaching, keep recruiting, keep making millions, and by the time they decide, they'll be retired and done. The NCAA's got to do a better job of moving up the whole process. There's no way in the world 4 or 5 years to make these decisions.
Keon Johnson knocks one down as we take a look at tonight's Wendy's Wooden Watch. And John Fulkerson, at least, is on the list. Pretty good game tonight, 11 points, 6 rebounds. He and Yves Pons in the front court have combined for 28 points and 11 rebounds in this game.
You know, Bob, it really seems that he and Pons would have even bigger numbers than we're looking at. But they've been so effective in their hustle, defending, getting good shots, sharing the ball, and just a brilliant performance today by Tennessee. I mean, say what you want, that, you know, Kansas is a little down, obviously, but it's been a brilliant performance by Tennessee.
Now, Tennessee shooting 54% from the field, and even better than that from 3. They're 8 of 13. That's 62% from three-point land. And, oh, by the way, they are 15 of 16, and now make it 16 of 17 at the free throw line. Vescovi runs down the air ball from the corner.
A lot of movement without the ball. That's another thing they've done well here today. They've shared the ball, they've passed it really well, and they're cutting without the ball. A lot of motion in their offense. Using the screens well, good spacing, all the things you teach, all the things. Look at that triple threat position. Again, I can't emphasize that enough, how important it is to a player. You're a young kid out there, learn to do that. Catch the ball and square your body to the basket. And be a triple threat, a jab step, you shoot the jumper, shoot the fadeaway, Jay.
And good defense sagging down Devontae Gaines to get the steal. So for Tennessee, after back-to-back losses, lopsided loss to Florida, and a 9-point loss to Missouri, they bounce back with back-to-back wins. A nail-biter by 3 on Tuesday against Mississippi State, and they could not have been more convincing in this performance against Kansas. 80-61 over the Jayhawks in arguably the signature game of the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Well, tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on the SEC Network, our latest episode of True South with John T. Edge traveling around Phoenix City, Alabama, eating half weenies at the 14th Street Grill and checking out the jerk fried chicken at Rose's Caribbean in Columbus, Georgia. I'm not sure how you get that job, but I'm going to apply. He'll explore Fort Benning Army Base while he's there as well. True South is presented by Yellowwood. What a win for Rick Barnes' team, 80-61. And Dick Vitale getting ready for the Super Bowl. For Dick, I'm Bob Bush.
Let's go Bucks, baby. Let's go Bucks. Come on, Bucks, baby.